We are in a California heat wave. Southern California is scorching right now. It sucks. But I don't want that to stop us. Let's get out this conversation for today. Today's main thing. So last video I made, I said something. I said protect your frame. So I'm going to break down for you. You got to pardon the sweat. I'm going to break down for you how to protect your frame in 3 different areas. With your work, with your dating, and with your life, right? Protect your frame. Your frame is your focus, your standards, your identity, you as a person, right? Do not bend or break this. Protect this at all costs. So let's break this down, right? So with work, usually there's different things that happen. Most of the time it's stress or politics that will try to break a person, right? You'll go in, you'll start the job, you're super excited, you're super happy, you're always talking with people, saying hi, greeting people, and then you get that boss that puts that pressure on you and just tries to get in your head, right? My last position I was at, I had a boss that really tried to kind of be like a dictator and push me around, right? And I lost frame when I caved the first time. So what happened is this boss basically said, I'm going to let you get off early and then you can go and teach at night. And then out of nowhere just kind of popped back up and was like, hey, I can't do that for you no more. We're going to have to talk about this. And I was like, okay, well, that's weird. You agreed to this. And it was very open-ended. So it was agreeing, but it wasn't written in paper. So it was kind of like I just trusted this boss. And then boss circles back and says, hey, you know what? You can do this every night except Monday night. So instead of me kind of taking a leap of faith and applying it more teaching positions and going all in, I kind of caved and I said, okay, well, I won't teach Monday nights. And what this did is it basically broke down my frame and it exposed me to that boss that I needed that job. Or at least it let the boss think that. So that boss could use that and rule that over me, right? So in that instance, then the boss circled back later and was like, hey, now you can't get off early and teach at all. And I was like, all right, you know what? You got me the first time, but this time I'm out, right? I'm taking the leap of faith. I put in that immediate resignation, like, hey, I'm not doing this. And the lesson I learned from that is bosses will push people around or stress them thinking it will make the person productive, but ultimately all it does is break you down. And you don't want to break your frame or lose sight of who you are over an employer. They will replace you within a day. So never let them get in your head like that. There's always other opportunities out there. And really, employers, and one thing I've learned in my newer positions in teaching and talking to these deans I talk to a lot of people higher up in academia now, and they respect the fact that I don't lose my composure. Whenever things are piling up or there's deadlines or stuff like that, I hold it down, right? I don't break who I am. All right, now in the other area, right? Now area number 2. So number 1 was don't break your frame at work with stress. Number 2 is, this is a lot of like the dialogue with the male dating coaches, but I'll break this down for the young men. Do not chase, lead, right? You lose your frame when you chase after anyone. And I guess you could say that for both male and female, right? When someone leaves you on red, or when someone doesn't open up a message or doesn't DM you back, or they're not responding to you and they expect you to chase after them, you lose your frame when you're begging for their attention, right? You might let the fear of rejection make you chase after somebody and over pursue them or go crawling back to them. And when you're doing this, ultimately this loses attraction because they look at you as you have no backbone, right? Attraction is really built when you stand on business. Like attraction is built by people that have boundaries, people that set boundaries, people that raise the standard and let people know this is how it is with me. You can do that with everybody else, but when it comes to me, this is how I operate, right? And you'll see this when people will play games. People, male and female, people play games. They'll try to get you to chase them or to give them unlimited attention, or they won't make plans, but they'll keep texting you. They'll basically string you along. And ultimately, when you're doing that, you're losing your frame. You're not protecting yourself or respecting yourself. You're chasing after them. You need to be leading them to, hey, are we going to hang out? Is this going to be a relationship? Is this how things are going to maneuver? Is this how the progression is going to go? So definitely keep your frame as far as that goes. Don't be chasing after no people. There's millions of people out there. There's billions actually, but there's millions within your city that you could date, right? Now, lastly, your life, right? So I talked about rule number 1, don't break your frame for work. Rule number 2, don't break your frame in dating. Rule number 3, anchor yourself in your purpose. right? Now, one thing is life is going to push you a bunch of different ways, right? There's always going to be outside opinions. There's always going to be different mood changes. You might not feel up to it today. You might have drama going on with your family, or you might have some social media nonsense going on. You might get fired. You might have a setback. But the main thing is, when you protect your frame in life and you stand in your purpose, you don't let the world push you around. You see some people that just get beat up by life. They might lose one job and then they never get past that. They just feel like this is just who I am. They become the victim. And then you see other people that basically never view things as an obstacle, right? They just view everything as a maneuver or a pivot. Like, no, this isn't going to stop me. Like, nah, I've been through worse. I can handle it. This is not that bad. So one thing I would say is the way that you do that is you anchor yourself in your purpose. What is my life's mission? I know mine is teaching and giving out information. Anything that gets in the way of me teaching or giving out information is destructive to my purpose, so I can't stand for it, right? I got to pivot around it. I could lose it all tomorrow, but I'm going to stand within my purpose and rebuild it, right? So those are the 3 areas where I say do not, at any point in time, lose your frame. Protect your frame. Protect who you are by all means. And that's a good way to protect your energy and what you put out in the universe. So class is officially over. I hope that it helped.